Ballard gets recommended to almost every person who asks me where should I live in Seattle. And I want to tell you today why that is. And I want to tell you who it's wrong for, because it's not the right answer for exactly everyone. What Ballard actually is. Ballard is in Northwest Seattle. It's along the Ship Canal and it's walkable in a way that most of Seattle is not. You can do most of your errands on foot in Ballard, which matters in a city where driving can definitely be a little frustrating. The commercial corridor along Ballard Ave and Market Street is definitely one of the strongest dining and retail strips in the city for about the last decade, but you are only in Ballard. So the physical environment. The neighborhood is flat compared to a lot of Seattle, so that makes it better for walking and cycling. You do have direct access to Golden Gardens Park right along the Sound, and you have easy access to the Burke-Gilman Trail if you want to ride your bike or walk. The Ballard Locks, where freshwater meets the saltwater, are right there as well. It's genuinely a beautiful place to live from a landscape and access point, the market. So single family homes in Ballard range from the mid 800,000s to well over 1.5 million, depending on the condition, the lot size, and how their proximity relates to the water. Now, condos and townhomes start around $450,000 up to $650,000. And Ballard consistently holds value because demand from relocation buyers is high and inventory generally turns over fast. It's dense enough to have real walkability, but it hasn't tipped into the high-rise density that erases some of the neighborhood character, at least not yet. So if you've been to Ballard, or if you're comparing it to another Seattle neighborhood, tell me in the comments right now. I'm curious what brought you to Ballard and what made it stand out for you. Where Ballard gets complicated. So parking is the most complained about thing in Ballard. The commercial district gets congested, especially on the weekends during the weekend market. And if you're car dependent, it's workable, but it's definitely not easy. The neighborhood has also seen significant new development. Things like townhomes and apartment buildings on former commercial lots, and that's changed the character of some of the blocks. It's not uncommon to see a block with older homes right next to brand new townhomes that might be $1 million. It's not a preserved historic neighborhood. It's a neighborhood that's still being shaped in many ways. So who Ballard is right for? If you want walkability, access to water and parks, a strong food and coffee scene, and a neighborhood with real identity rather than just proximity to downtown, Ballard is usually the right answer. It's particularly strong in terms of fit for people who are relocating from cities like Portland or Chicago or Denver who want that neighborhood feel within a major city. Although you are still just in Ballard, I want to make that clear that sometimes it is a bit isolating because it's hard to get in and out of Ballard. So who Ballard is wrong for? If you're commuting to the Eastside, Bellevue, Redmond, Kirkland, Ballard is really a painful commute. The 520 bridge and the I-90 are both on the opposite side of the city from Ballard, so you're looking at 45 to 60 minutes each way in normal traffic. Wallingford, Fremont, or University District would put you a lot closer to the I-5 on-ramp, and it cuts that commute time significantly. Keep in mind, it's not just 520 and I-90. You also have to go and get onto either I-5 or you have to go through downtown to get to one of those bridges. So it's not just the commute across the bridge, it's definitely more than that. What neighborhood in Seattle are you comparing Ballard to? Drop it in the comments and I'll give you my actual take on what that means. So Ballard is great in many ways. Whether you're 90 days out and just mapping the city, 30 days out from your purchase and starting to narrow neighborhoods, or 3 months in and reconsidering where you end up, knowing what each neighborhood is actually right for changes the way that you search in Seattle. If you're relocating to Seattle and trying to figure out which neighborhood actually fits your specific situation, I work through this every week with buyers. My contact information is below, and you can book a free, no obligation consult with me just to start and talk about the neighborhoods. Before you decide specifically on Ballard, I'd watch the neighborhoods comparison video on this channel. It maps out 8 Seattle neighborhoods side by side, and that'll tell you if Ballard is where you land or maybe somewhere else. If you've got Ballard at the top of your list and you want to know exactly what the market is actually doing out there right now, reach out. I can tell you what's sitting and what is actually moving. And if you're comparing Ballard to Fremont or Wallingford and can't decide, my contact information is below, and that's a very solvable question based on what you want and what you're looking for.